We have parts of possible UFO crashes. So what's the background on what we're looking at now?
Okay, the parts were a little anticlimactic and small, but he claims to have much bigger parts that we can't see due to national security sensitivities. But let's just take these three facts combined about the parts that are on the table. Number one, observers with no real monetary incentive to lie claim to see a vehicle that broke the bounds of our current understanding of aerospace limitations. Two, the materials contain isotope ratios that do not exist naturally on Earth. And number three, a top Stanford microbiologist isn't ruling out the fact that these parts could be of extraterrestrial origin. Given all that, even though these pieces are small, I think they should get you pretty excited.
And we now know that isotope ratios might have more to do with the properties of the material themselves and the features and what the material can actually do in the physical world than we had previously thought, right?
Right, correct. The odd thing was that the other piece, which supposedly came from the same event, had exactly the correct isotope ratios as to what you would find on Earth. The material up front was what we would say inhomogeneous or partially mixed. It's kind of like if you were to take chocolate ice cream and vanilla ice cream and then just do a little bit of a swirl, you would see a mixture, and we would call that inhomogeneous. Why would you mix some of these elements?
Yeah.
There's actually, again, no good reason. There's no metal that people normally make that have some of the mixtures that we've seen. That's interesting.
That's worthy of investigation.
Yeah, it's worthy.
So that covers all of the anomalies about the pieces of magnesium coming from Ubatuba. But what about the other sample on the table? Those are pieces of bismuth. Nolan actually couldn't recall how it was procured, so we had to call Hal Puthoff to get the full scoop.
Hal.
Hi, Hal.
Dr. Hal Puthoff has one of the most interesting careers of all time. He was first a laser physicist, and then out of Stanford Research Institute, he started the government's psychic spy program. Since then, he's been doing frontier tech research and has briefed multiple presidents on UFOs.
So do you know the original story of how it was kind of procured initially?
The original story was that it was sent anonymously by someone claiming to be an Army officer.
Long story short, this Army officer was going through his grandfather's archives when he found this rare sample.
And then written in the diary was that it was a piece from Roswell.
True or not, these thin layers of bismuth magnesium are very hard to reproduce. Hal claims that they even have the properties to micro-size waveguides for terahertz frequencies.
It turns out that it reduces the size of the required microwave guide for terahertz frequencies down to about 1/30th of the wavelength, which is amazing. So it means you can basically put 30 waveguides in the volume of a single waveguide at terahertz frequencies.
Got it. Thanks a lot, Hal. Really appreciate it. What can you do with terahertz that we can't with current radio?
Well, it's
just more pack in more information.
Pack in more information faster, farther.
Yeah.
Terahertz is the next thing for communication, that if we can get terahertz waves working efficiently, there's a whole slew of other electronic and radio communication things that can be done that can't be done now.
Shouldn't there be things that we're doing with these materials that show what environments they can sort of withstand or what possible properties they have as well?
Yeah.
So like super high velocity, you know, like literally like slingshotting them like as fast as you can, or like putting them in super cold environments or super hot. The transmedium thing, making sure they don't rust underwater, because a lot of the UAPs seem to submerge underwater and then come out of the water. Like basic things like that based on the observables.
You know, I mean, you could run electricity across them, see if anything's different. Are they conductors? Are they insulators? You know, again, this is why I think it's important to get this kind of information out, so that even a skeptic could suggest what should be done. You know,